welcome back to the new episode. Funny how his backup came in the form of a complete stranger, but maybe it was fate. Speaking of the gorgeous man, Jungkook wondered if he was hungry. Surely Taehyung would be a quiet trip to the phone assured Jungkook breakfast would be on its way as soon as possible. Just as Jungkook ended the call, his cell phone started ringing. Inspiration filtered over his face when Jungkook saw the caller ID Hobie. Jungkook greeted warmly. Where are you? Mr. Jian just got back in the office and he is in such a horrible mood. Hobie exclaimed, I know. I am the cause of it, like always. Jungkook said, running a hand through his hair. Look, I will be there. Jungkook paused when he heard a muffled voice coming from behind the bathroom door, almost like singing. Jungkook, Hobie asked, confused at the sudden break-off. Jungkook ignored him, however, making his way to the bathroom door where Jungkook was sure singing was coming from. Jungkook, hello. Hobie called again, but Jungkook opened the door, coming face to face with a beautiful body covered by water and bubbles. Raven hair wet and turned to the tube where his head rested. The eyes were closed and his head lightly bobbed as the beauty sang along to the song playing from his earphone in his ear. And if you ask me how I feel, Taehyung mumbled to himself. A bored smile ran across Jungkook's face as he slowly walked in, staring mirthfully at the Taehyung's half-asleep dance moves. Jungkook, what is that god awful noise? Hobie asked, and Jungkook had a hard time keeping his laughter in. Oh, Taehyung's eyes opened at the point, and he immediately stopped singing when he saw Jungkook. Jungkook finally let out the laughter that had been building in his chest. Taehyung looked a little surprised as he pulled the earphone out of his ears. Hobie, I will see you at work, Jungkook said, not even letting the man reply before turning off. Don't you knock? Taehyung asked with a pointing look at the door. Shaking his head in disbelief, Jungkook shoved both hands in his pocket and observed the slightly flustered man before pulling some money from his pocket. Walking forward, he placed some bone on the edge of the tube, getting Taehyung's attention immediately. You are paying me in installments? Taehyung asked curiously. Jungkook just shook his head. While I'm gone, I want you to go out and buy some clothes, decent ones. Brown eyes of Taehyung landed on the shorts on the ground to prove his point. Taehyung tipped his head back in the bath feeling the urge to just tuck himself in the tube. You mean something boring? Taehyung drawled. I mean something that doesn't make everyone turn and stare at you, just said. Jungkook said, just, they are going to do that in whatever I wear, Taehyung, lifting one leg out of the water. The shirt ran down his leg slowly. As you can see, I'm pretty hot. Jungkook wondered if there was anyone in the world who could match this beauty's ego as Jungkook stared at the shorts. Well, you will at least be a decently dressed hot man, Jungkook responded dryly. Was the door when they were at a knock from inside the apartment. Did you just admit I'm hot? Taehyung asked with a grin as he watched Jungkook walk away. The grin fell. How dare the man just walk out on occasion with several splash. Taehyung was out of the tube in the next second, bubbles still attached to his wet body as Taehyung flung a towel around himself and walked out. Water was trailing where he walked. In the main room, when pushed, a white silver car when a look-up socks spread across her face upon seeing the dripping near clothless man. You are getting everything wet, Jungkook blowed, flushing red when Jungkook thought of what the other woman must be thinking. Though what she was thinking probably really did happen, but it was just still the thought. You aren't supposed to walk out on your lover when he is asking you a question, Taehyung rolled, eyes dropping to the cart as a disease. The delicious smell hit his nose. Was this? Jungkook sat heavily, cringing when he turned to the woman, and she quickly looked away from Taehyung, looking uncomfortable. Reaching in his pocket, Jungkook produced some money and handed it to her. I would appreciate if you didn't mention anything about this, Jungkook asked. Jungkook had a feeling he would be repeating this question a lot. The woman took the money and gave a quick bow before she left. Taehyung had already made his way over and uncovered one of the plates. The aroma of the freshly grilled fish and some colorful arrangements of vegetables made his mouth water. I ordered everything on the menu. Didn't know what you would like, Jungkook explained, and hurriedly grabbed Taehyung's arm when the raven hair beauty hand went for the fish. Don't you dare eat it with your fingers. And actually, I'm not letting you take a hold until you are dry and covered. Taehyung almost pouted. His stomach crumbled in irons and propelled him to walk back in the bathroom to dry off and grab a robe. Chai killer, Taehyung muttered on his way out. What was that? Jungkook asked, uncovered the final plate. Nothing, honey, Taehyung replied, running his gaze over all the choices. Is that French toast? You even have American stuff here? Don't call me that, Jungkook muttered, sitting down at the table and grabbing the tablet reader sitting on the side. He was reading off for his coffee when Taehyung promptly sat on the edge of the table and grabbed a piece of French toast, happily taking a plain hold. There are 3 other chairs here, Jungkook said. Taehyung glances at said chairs before shrugging and sliding down onto one. Wouldn't you be leaving soon? Taehyung said, still chewing. Jungkook frowned at the horrible manners. Yes, and I am. I needed some sugar in me, or the day would be heck. Jungkook murmured, taking another sip of his coffee. Taehyung noticed his light brown color when the mug was set down again. Without a second thought, he reached out and grabbed it, bringing the mug to his lips. The heck? Jungkook stopped his protest in mid. Oh. Taehyung exclaimed, cringing at the sugary sweet liquid was washed down his throat. Why don't you just have a bowl of sugar for breakfast? This is disgusting. Taehyung said. Then don't drink it, Jungkook rolled, snatching the mug back. Taehyung made quite a show, holding down the toe in his hand to get rid of the lingering sweetness in his mouth. So, who was on the phone early? Taehyung asked once he tasted it. Spots agreed with Taehyung. A friend of mine, Howie, he is the owner of the car I was driving last night, Jungkook replied, perfectly content in continuing to sip his coffee and glancing through the news on the tablet. Really? Is he hot? Taehyung asked, grinning. Jungkook sent him a glare. What? Already said I wouldn't mind getting fueled in the car. Taehyung teased him. Do you talk to your mother like that? Jungkook asked. It was really just offhand comment, but Taehyung's expression stilled at the question. I don't talk to my mother at all, thanks. Taehyung said, popping the last bite of French toast in his mouth, and wiping his hands together to right himself from the crumbles. Jungkook didn't like the sudden awkward air that surrounded them. Um, Sorry for bringing it up, Jungkook apologized. No problem. I have dealt with my problems. Don't need to rant to some stranger unlike you. Thanks it with the false smile that instantly reached Jungkook. Whatever, Jungkook answered, standing up abruptly. I don't know when I will be back. Probably late. Don't drown in the bubble bathroom. I would evident if you don't become my dad's wish today. Taehyung thought nestily, but couldn't quite bring himself to say something that cruel. He held himself back as they watched Jungkook grab his briefcase and walk out of the door. Really? What the heck? He finally let loose last night and saw some gut in the morning, but now he is bringing back to being an uptight prick. Taehyung sighed, looking around the room. He stopped when his eyes fell on the bedroom door, and upon remembering the extra money, Taehyung grenade who cared about the uptight booster. Taehyung was going to enjoy the luxury of money while he could. He ate some more of this delicious food. Now it's time for our food. Jungkook was in a bad mood. Everyone in the office knew it and stayed out of his way. Hobie was unfortunately his partner and could not do such a thing. I got a call from Bugam's secretary this morning. Hobie started watching with very eyes as Jungkook crumbled pieces of paper into his words and played a one-on-one basketball game with the trash can. He is willing to up meet up with you again tomorrow evening with great consideration. Bugam thought talking about the issue over dinner would be more pleasing than a crowded hall of people. A weight of paper showed the air and hit the rim of the trash can before falling to the floor. Junko scrawled. Hobby, you know that once Dad take control of his company, he is going to tear it apart, right? Jungkook asked, leaning back his push chair and staring at the ceiling. Yes. Hobie replied, wondering where Jungkook was going with this. Jungkook stared at the ceiling for a little longer before rolling his chair over to the computer. One click of the mouse brought the computer humming alive, and with a few clicks and punches of the keys, Jungkook leaned back again. Did you know that Bugam's company gave 5% of their earning to charity? More especially to the kids with no homes. I didn't know that, Hobie said. He has to be at least a little emotional to do such a thing, huh? How much of our money goes to charity? None. Jungkook said maybe that's why he is suffering from some financial difficulties right now. Hobie asked, and yet he doesn't stop giving that 5%. Instead, he is forced to make offer to bigger companies to keep his company alive. Father know how to manipulate words. So Bugam thinks merging with us is a good idea. Jungkook said further, and we will get all his profit. That's how business works, Jungkook. Hobie said. Jungkook glared at the desk in front of him. You liar, my problem haven't gone away, Jungkook muttered half-heartedly. Hobie blinked, strangely confused. Did I say they would? Hobie asked. Not you, Jungkook said, and Hobie looked around the room. They were the only two in there. Jungkook Are you feeling alright? We asked, eyebrows scratching together. Just tell Bugam that I will be there tomorrow, right? Night, Jungkook sighed. Then back up in his black shorts and boots, made his way down to the hotel lobby where, with the envelope in his hand, purposefully ignoring the prying eyes, Taehyung strode his way to the front counter and placed the envelope on the top of the smooth surface. May I help you? The lady behind the counter asked, trying her best to keep a smile plastered on her face. I am leaving this here for Park Min-ho. He will be here to pick it up sometime, hopefully today, Taehyung exclaimed cheerfully. He felt on top of the world, being able to leave money for his friend and having tons of won in his pocket that Taehyung planned to spend with a flourish. Yes, sir, the lady said, taking hold of the envelope with a quiet pat on the counter. Taehyung turned around and made his way out of the hotel lobby. He unknowingly brushed arm with the manager of the hotel during the exit, who watches Taehyung leave through the spectacle eyes. John, do you know that man? Han inquired, glancing from Taehyung's irretrievable form to the woman behind the counter. No, sir, I don't. John replied. The excited Taehyung almost fell intimidately. By the time he got to the main shopping square, brand names stared back at him everywhere Taehyung went, and he wondered if he should have asked Jungkook more about the shopping trip beforehand. But Taehyung decided it didn't really matter. Anyway, Jungkook left him money, and Taehyung was going to use it on whatever Taehyung well pleased. It was a window with silk bottom-up shirt and grabbed his attention. A small chime greeted Taehyung upon opening the doors, alerting others in the vicinity of the presence. Taehyung did not even notice the disdainful looks from the sales clerks, nor the mother who covered her daughter's eyes. Wow, I bet this feels amazing, Aunt, Taehyung thought, running his fingers down the silky red fabric. He ducked and twisted his turn as Taehyung lifted the fabric his way, and that, trying to find a price tag. It would look pretty in it too, throwing when there was no price tag inside. Taehyung looked behind him just in time to see a mother and her daughter walk out of the store. How much is this? Taehyung asked, and the nearby sales clerk. She lifted her head high, giving him a once-over that made Taehyung stutter. Too much for you, I'm sure, she sneered, placing a hand on her waist. You just made valuable customers leave. Taehyung narrowed his eye. Why did all these rich people have to be uptight vicious? They probably leave because your staff is trash. Taehyung snapped. His words were by far untrue, but the way this woman managed to look down on Taehyung, even though he was taller, was degrading. The woman's mouth dropped and Taehyung grinned in victory, but it was just short-lived. Well, I'm trying to get rid of the trash, so please leave. The urge to punch that woman was making his fist tingle, but Taehyung shook off the feeling, not even looking over at her as he stormed out of the store. If Taehyung would have thrown a punch, he would have just proven her right. How ironic. Even when you have money, people treat you like silly just because of appearance. Taehyung thought, his upper lip crawling as he took long step down the stairs. This world six, doesn't it? To be continued. World is really so. What do you say? Okay, I will see you tomorrow with the next episode. Hope Taehyung will get respect and love in his life. Bye bye.